I just saw this, and I'm kind of surprised by it. It blew me away. But the Santa Fe, New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, on Friday issued an emergency order suspending the right to carry firearms in public across Albuquerque, the surrounding counties, for at least 30 days among a major increase in gun violence. So, like, I went digging into this. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I had no idea that could even happen, because New Mexico is known as being one of the most open gun states there are. I believe it's open carry. I could be wrong. I probably should have looked up that detail before I brought this up on here. But I believe it is open carry, like Arizona is. But she signed it where they can no longer be out in the open, even if you're licensed or anything, just because they've had a giant increase in gun crime. Like, one of the recent ones that I was looking at was by a stadium, like a kid's baseball stadium. There was a road rage incident where an 11-year-old ended up getting ended by a gunman, and another lady got injured. And there was one other one too here where it was like a 9-year-old, or last month 5-year-old Galilea Samaniego was fatally shot while asleep in a motorhome. 4 teens entered the mobile home community in 2 stolen vehicles just after 6 a.m. on August 13th and opened fire on the trailer, according to police. So, yeah, the girl was struck in her head by a bullet and ended. So, yeah, I do think this is going to get more political than it is like crime related, but just guns and crime go hand in hand. I thought it was super interesting. I don't want to get into the political aspects of it. I just thought it was wild knowing that this could be done, that a governor can come out and sign a document saying, hey, you know what? I know that we allow everyone to carry guns, but just kidding, for the next 30 days.
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible either. So New Mexico is an open carry state, so that means it's legal to carry a loaded weapon as long as you're not concealing it. It says, however, it is not legal to carry any firearm in a federal building or school.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's anywhere, though. I think that's a federal law that you can't take it in any federal building or school. Even police officers have to check their guns in a federal building.
And on top of that, you don't need a license.
Right, yeah. That's how Arizona is, too.
You just can carry a gun openly.
Yes, and what's interesting is Arizona has had some of the lowest gun crimes in the entire nation with the loosest laws. You can literally carry any gun out in the open. Like, I don't know how much you've been to Arizona, but, like, you go to the mall in Arizona, and you can just stand down, like, one of the main aisles and see, an endless amount of people carrying guns on their hips.
Yeah, I've been to Arizona a few times. I don't recall, like, just seeing guns everywhere, but I have heard that. I'm curious how that's changed over time, because I believe that statistic you're talking about, like, is probably from a few years ago.
Well, it's
like
super highly political statistics, so it's going to be hard to get the real numbers in a situation like that, and I don't want to get into the political aspects of this, because this is interesting whether you're pro-guns or no guns.
Crime revolving around guns is increasing statistically.
Yeah, across the nation. Right. So in these states, though, how likely is a criminal to pull out a weapon and use it when all their neighbors around them have guns ready to drop them?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't think that's going to make a more likely scenario, but I'm really curious what you guys think about that. This is the main reason why I wanted to bring this up. Do you feel like this is going to help these situations? Because while I look at these few situations, especially the road rage one, like, that is such
that happened to me.
It's such a passionate crime that somebody driving loses their temper and can't control it, that not having a gun there, in that situation, I feel like maybe it would have saved that kid's life, even though there are a ton of situations where I feel like having guns everywhere would decrease it. But, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, so it was several years ago in Missouri on a highway, and I was driving the speed limit, which was 45, and it was like 3 a.m. I was a teenager, and this older man was behind me, and he started honking and like riding up on me, and then once we got to an intersection with traffic lights, and it was, I don't remember if it was red or green, but he suddenly passed me, whipped in front of me, and blocked me in, and then literally like a cop, like got out of the car and aimed at me over the hood or over the top of the car, like using it to rest his arms on.
Jeez.
And I literally took no, I didn't even take time to think. I just maneuvered out of there as fast as I could, like as fast as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And luckily I got out before he could shoot or anything. But
yeah, well, you don't even know in a situation like that, was that road rage, or was that somebody trying to make you get out of the car and rob you? Was that somebody trying to take somebody? Like, that could be anything. That sounds like a horrible situation.
he was an older man, and he seemed angry, like he was like yelling and stuff. I don't know what it was, but it was terrifying, and I always assumed it was road rage.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something else.
Yeah, that's
because it was
crazy.
Two very young girls out at like
Exactly.
2 or 3 a.m.
Yep, and I've heard of things happening at 2 and 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Who knows?
You know what I mean?
But yeah, let us know what you think. Does this sound like it'll help or not?
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, it's kind of a trial period, I guess.
Yeah, she said for 30 days, okay? I don't know if this is an attempt to extend it. I don't know anything. It doesn't talk anything about that. And it actually says in here that she made a comment that she knows how political this decision is going to be and how much fighting it's going to cause. So it sounds like the governor knew what she was doing and thought that it would be helpful to the public anyways and did it anyways. So interesting stuff here. But yeah, let your thoughts riot in the comments below and let us know what you think.